Hey everyone, welcome back to Keeping Up with the Chaldeans. I know it's been a long time. We took a break. We were down south playing in the sun while we were freezing our butts up here. I'm glad to be back. Today we're doing something a little different. We have Hansee Sesi here. He's going to enlighten us on everything that he did, the future of our community, all that good stuff. And as you notice, we have cocktails in front of us, so we're going to toast it up. Hansee, thank you for joining me. Glad you're here.
Thank you for having me.
So why don't you kick it off by just introducing yourself, talking a little bit about what you do, what's going on in your life, your businesses, and we'll go from there.
Well, currently I have the hydroponic shop. I'm consolidating. I have 2 stores. Everyone knows the game is whatever.
Yep.
So I'm taking 2 stores, moving them. I'm moving them into one location. Killing big overhead. Maybe,
Big numbers.
6 figures, big numbers a year.
So what is the store itself? Like, what does it do? What do you offer there?
Oh, the
for people
hydroponic
that
shop?
don't know, yeah.
Oh, it's just, well, I think everyone knows now, but I know what you mean. No, people
Yeah,
don't
there's
know.
people
No,
that
people
watch it
don't
don't
know.
know.
No, yeah, it's a
Sure.
it's a garden supply shop. You know what I mean? We supplied all the lights and the nutrients and all the extra supplies and your monthly care for all these. Used to be caregiver grows, now it's for the commercial grows. Obviously,
Yeah.
some caregiver grows left. Some people know how to grow, or not know how to grow, but still grow and still were able to maintain in the game. A lot of people jumped out. Games
Right.
changed. That's why we're downsizing. You don't need 2 stores anyways.
Why aren't you getting bigger?
I'm actually getting a bigger location, but that's because I'm blessed to have friends like Mario Kizzi that owns the Sierras that, worked something out, and it's bigger, but I'm paying way less. So
That's where the new
that's
shop's
where
going
I'm
to be.
moving to.
Wow.
Sears Auto Center, Lakeside Mall, Sterling Heights.
Amazing.
So people think inside Lakeside. No, it's like the outside. We got
The
our own
outlot.
entrances.
Yeah.
Got our own bay doors. So, and then, coincidentally, again, I said Mario, he's a good friend, mutual, and my other buddy, good friend, partner, brother from another, Stavros Toma, he got my buildings leased out for me.
Nice.
Yeah, to a gym.
Okay.
Some personal, trainer that's been around Shelby for a very long time, and he teamed up with a franchise, and they took both buildings, man. And I got a good, nice lease.
Do you know the name of the franchise?
Woof, and
Woof.
it's like abbreviated. And then they took the little building for a gymnastics that they already do in Rochester, and they're opening a second location. I guess these gyms already work together. So now the gymnastics one, because I have 2 buildings, properties, I'm sorry, on that parcel. So they took the little one, and they're making it, I guess they got a gymnastics gym in Rochester that already works with these trainers. So now these trainers did this woof in the big building.
Yeah.
And the little one took I forgot the name of it. It took the gymnastics, but they're all one company now.
Very
so they're
cool.
working together. So I don't know if I explained that completely correctly.
You did, yeah.
But,
No, I get it.
Yeah, it's the gist of it, So, but that's that. We're blessed to have, we're in the dispensary game.
Yep.
We're in the marijuana side. We've been there. People that know me know I'm, in the industry. Some good, some bad. More good than bad.
What's the bad? What do you mean bad? What do you mean some good, some bad?
Some things make money and some don't,
Oh,
sometimes-
business-wise.
Yeah, people
I
always
got
think
you.
you're going to get into the industry and just make big money right away,
Yeah.
Especially now it's changed. Maybe in the beginning, 10, 15 years ago, okay. But now, people, but also the industry itself, the market of the value of the product has dropped, So,
Yeah.
there's people that invested a couple million that thought they were going to, really do well and make 8, 10, 12 million, and they're lucky to get their couple million back.
Yeah.
And then did they really get it back after 4 years? And
Where do you see the game going, or the industry going in that side of it?
I gotta tread lightly with this one.
Okay, why?
I don't know, man, because
It's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion.
if they don't put a moratorium fast,
What does that mean?
and I mean fast, put a cap on how many grows are in Michigan, it's just gonna get
Grows or
Grows.
or dispose?
grows. There's too much supplies. Dispos too. Dispos need a cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, dispensaries need a cap as well, but there's way too much supplies. Way too
Why
much.
do liquor stores and liquor outlets work then?
Oh, only 7 to 10% of the people smoke marijuana in Michigan, and the
Okay.
streets still rock. So not everyone goes to a dispensary,
Right,
and only
right.
7 to 10% of the people smoke. It's not like a gas station. You can't have one on every corner. Not
Yeah.
everyone uses gas. Everyone has 4 cars. Not everybody smokes weed.
Gotcha.
And if they don't, not everybody smokes. And if they do, majority of the people don't smoke weed like I smoke weed.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I smoke weed, like sometimes I quit, sometimes I smoke, but when I smoke, I
Right.
smoke.
Okay.
Smoking 2, 3, like so. It's too much supply. It's too much supply. So I don't see it tanking or anything. I just, it's
Are you speaking about Michigan?
yeah, because marijuana's regulated. You can't legitly ship in the Michigan metric market. You can't just take it and ship it to, a different state and sell it for more. You know what I mean?
What
Without
if-
doing that illegal.
What if it
illegally.
becomes federally legal? Would that
Still
would
can't
that cure
ship.
stuff?
No, because it's like tobacco. You can't ship tobacco across state lines.
Yeah, but each brand is in
They have
different
to get a
states.
facility there, or they have to do a co-pack. That's how the brand is in the state. They have to create the product in that state.
Even cigarettes, tobacco.
Yeah, don't you remember a lot of people went to prison for bringing cigarettes back in the day?
Yeah, but that was different because of the taxes were different.
Same thing. You're gonna avoid the taxes.
I see.
That's what Michigan has put together. Since you brought that up,
Yeah.
The Michigan. I don't know how to say it. The tax. How do you say that?
Excise tax?
Yeah, the task force they put together, the Michigan
the
tax.
CRA.
Yeah, they got the Michigan taxation going after the grows and the like. That's the department. I don't know if I'm saying it right,
Yeah, I don't know.
but it's
I'm clueless. Honestly.
that department is who would go into these grows and do. Because if anything, they're just going to go after the money and see who's messing up. You know what I mean? And whatever. I mean, they've won in a few places, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they won in a few places.
That's Stavros Tomo off camera. he's our go-to guy
Yeah, he's our go-to guy.
for legalities. He's the real deal too.
He is. He's in the industry as well. He just didn't want to be on camera.
Yep. He will be. We're gonna get him on here. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
One day. And he also wanted us to mention John James for governor.
Oh, okay.
That's our guy. That's
our
pick.
guy.
Yeah, we're
That's
all
our
we're all
guy.
gonna back him.
Yeah, that's for sure.
We're all gonna hit all the fundraisers. We're all going to donate to his campaign. Just Google John James campaign, and it'll come up. And please do go donate to the campaign. Join the fundraisers. Us as Chaldeans have to take care of our home, and our home is Michigan for the most part. And we need to come together and put local people in positions of power to be able to determine what our future is going to look like and what the future of Michigan is going to look like. So that just something that weighs very heavy on my chest. And wanted to mention, and there's also a surprise candidate running for the Secretary of State, or will be running for the Secretary of State, that I cannot mention on this episode, but I will mention on another, and I will promote her and make sure that she's hopefully put in that position.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. Well, love it. Can't wait.
Politics are politics.
Yeah,
right?
and
we hate it. Everyone hates politics, but they're a necessary evil.
I think as we've been here for more generations and more generations. We need to get into these things, and we are little by little.
Absolutely.
Right? We are, and I think, because like you said, Michigan's our home, and you got to protect it. You know what I mean?
We're not going anywhere. Chaldeans, the Chaldean community is not going anywhere. We're all, obviously we're branching out, but we're not. We're not going to abandon our state.
No, we're branching out though, and not even as far as the state. I want to say we're branching out as even in different avenues of careers that people
absolutely,
choose.
yeah.
This new young generation.
For sure.
I mean, I got a little cousin, my wife's cousin, really, in AZ, going to dental school with her fiance going to dental school, and they're gonna graduate and get married and come back to Michigan together and live a beautiful life right when they do that. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing, man.
It
Two young
really
people
is.
like that doing that, and And then you got these other young Chaldean guys getting into politics all the time. Stavros gets into politics. He's talking
he's
a little
getting down.
bit. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
plugged in.
Yeah. That is, if Macomb County had a mayor, it's him.
Yeah, for sure.
100.
Macomb, he runs
If the county
Macomb.
had a mayor, it'd be.
They who's the head person in Macomb? What do they call that person?
You talking about the
Macomb would be Oakland County Commissioner,
The executive.
executive.
Yeah.
Who's that individual these days? Mark
Hackle.
Hackle.
He used to be the sheriff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
The well-dressed sheriff, that dude?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. That's
Okay, I met him a few times.
I mean,
He's a good cat. I met him at the Callows cigar mixers.
I seen off subject, just something I seen because
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about whatever. I seen Jason Abro, who was a Macomb County sheriff, getting graduated from something at Quantico at the FBI Quantico, and his wife posted it.
Jason Abro?
Yeah, he was a sheriff. He's a sheriff in Macomb County. His wife posted that and I don't know exactly what department.
Not my Jason Abro.
No.
Okay.
You talking about? No. Jason and Raymond?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Although he's questionable. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, Jay. I'm kidding.
He's
Jay.
one you can.
Yeah,
he can take a joke, but we don't want to.
Yeah,
We don't want to turn him into a federal informant.
That one's rough.
And then I'll-
No, we're not editing that one for sure. Nah. Oh man. No, I just think it's cool. That's why I brought it up because it's
Yeah.
something totally different.
Oh,
You
that's
know what
amazing.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's Chaldean on the.
So we've done 200 and some episodes, and they're about, the majority are about people, Chaldeans that have done something different.
Okay.
We highlight Chaldean products, businesses, and services, and the whole the premise behind the Keeping Up with the Chaldeans is to highlight Chaldean products, businesses, and services that are not in the grocery field or the liquor store field.
Is that
And
why
that's
years
to break
ago?
the stereotype?
Is that why years ago you wanted me to, like, before everybody got into the game, you wanted me to come on? I remember.
Absolutely.
It was before everybody else got into the game.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I was like, I got nothing to say.
What am I
man.
going to talk about?
I ain't got nothing to say.
But imagine had you done it, and you caught the bug that gave you the bug to be able to get out there and talk to people live on a social platform like this, and how much of a benefit and time and effort and energy you could have saved folks just by spitting your knowledge and sharing your knowledge with the general public.
When you put it like that, I feel guilty.
Yeah, you should.
I feel guilty, man. Like,
That's why I said it like that.
I feel guilty, and I feel like I missed out.
Yeah. I think
know-
a lot of people missed out on what you could have shared with them, and how you could have shared your experiences with them and saved them the grief of making some mistakes.
Yeah, because I've made mistakes. Obviously,
all-
there's no road like people think. Oh, he's just gonna go straight up, one
Right.
fucking shot ain't gonna
Yeah.
be no ups and downs. Man, I feel like there's mistakes. There's this shit. I feel like, what do they say? The harder you fall, the bigger. No, that one.
The
wouldn't
bigger
work.
they are, the harder they fall.
No, that's not gonna work. I just feel like there's no straight road to up. Oh, I feel like the harder you have it, that's how much better it's gonna be for you.
Oh, yeah.
If you just keep it moving and just keep going.
There's you got to have some kind of setbacks to learn from.
You have to, man.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. There is no, and shit. If there is people or somebody that doesn't have no setbacks or didn't, I kind of feel bad for him in a way
Yeah.
because one day some shit's gonna happen because that's life, right?
Yeah.
And then how do you handle it if you've never?
That's Mike Tyson's
I've
quote.
been. Which one? Say it to me.
He says, and I don't know if it's word for word, but he says everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And they get punched in the face and they want to stop.
Then they don't
And
know.
they're like,
then
what the
they
fuck just
don't know.
happened?
Yeah, because they've never been punched in the face before.
Yeah, because they've never been punched in the face before. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. Because I've said that to somebody back in the days. I could
You've
take a
also
hit,
punched
could you?
somebody in the face before.
Yeah. Well, I told them I could take a hit. Could you?
Yeah. Oh,
I know I could take a hit.
Yeah,
Could you?
that's a good one.
I have my ass whipped.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So tell our audience where you came from, what you had to deal with, and as much as you want to share, obviously.
Well, I mean, people that know me know I'm an open book, and I don't mind. Some of my problems or trials in life, a lot of us had and have the same ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, real quick. 7 Mile, grew up like everybody else. Yep. Although I think
Simmer down.
I had a little rougher. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. As far as financial.
Why do you say that?
Because my fridge was always empty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it was running.
Yeah, hey, see, I like that, man. I seen one the other day, bro. Yeah, it was running. You know?
It was running.
Because some guy don't even have a fridge, right? Some guy didn't have a fucking. He's like, at least he's got a fridge, you know?
Yeah.
But no, because I was just telling somebody right now earlier on the phone. He was like, something about the struggle, and I was like, brother, I used to put water in a ketchup bottle to make ketchup in an empty bottle to eat a ketchup sandwich, and that wasn't for fun.
So imagine.
On a probably piece of moldy bread.
No,
Fuck, no, it wasn't moldy.
So
It wasn't moldy. It wasn't moldy. That's a little too much.
Imagine knowing now about nutrition, what you know, how that kind of saved you a little bit of cancer. Because it was diluting. You were diluting. See that? There's a positive side there.
Yeah, you got a positive side for everything. Yeah. You're right, because Heinz ketchup causes motherfucking cancer.
There you go.
You know what I mean? With everything in it. Although I don't know if they had so many chemicals back then.
They did not.
They did not, right? They did not. They don't
way,
have the
way
80.
more natural
Yeah,
ingredients.
they don't have the 80. I think it just said tomato on the bottle and maybe some concentrate.
We used to put ketchup on scrambled eggs. That was kind of delicious.
Yeah. That's funny because I didn't see that until. So okay, it ties in. 7 Mile, got out of there, right?
Sure.
Boom, moved to Troy. Okay, but I moved to Troy on like the border, where like right behind or next to like the St. Joseph's Church.
Okay.
So that Troy neighborhood, for some reason, still had Warren Consolidated Schools, and I went to Sterling Heights schools, right?
Okay.
So I went to Warren Consolidated Schools. So I went to those schools. So
at what age? Was it high school?
Nah, like
middle
12.
school?
12.
Okay.
My mom got me out of there. My siblings were older though, but mom got me out of there by the time I was 12, you know. But we grew up in a neighborhood and a school. Now I went from all black kids and Chaldean kids to all white kids. I had no Chaldean friend.
In Sterling?
And in Troy on 15 and Quinter,
Troy,
I had no Chaldean. Sterling Heights had a boatload.
But yeah. I was gonna say.
Boatload. I had no Chaldean friends from like 12 to 16. So, but I seen a lot of different ways of life, different ways of living. Had some rich white friends.
Uh-huh.
You know, all 7 Mile, we lived the same.
Yeah.
We all lived the same, right?
But yeah.
So now I'm over here in the burbs, you know, like what the
A little
fuck?
bit of diversity.
Diversity like a motherfucker,
Yeah.
man. I used to go down back to
Financial
7 Mile
diversity.
every weekend. I probably
Yeah.
stopped going to 7 Mile, I was like 15, 16. But when I connected with the Chaldeans in Sterling Heights, that's exactly what happened. So, but I made white friends here.
Who were the first few in Sterling that you connected with?
Chaldeans?
Yeah.
Freshman year.
Since this is a Chaldean show.
My good friend, still now, we became very closer, and he's very successful in real estate. He's the best real estate agent, I believe. There's a lot of good real estate agents out there. My cousin don't get mad at me. Mom don't get mad at me. But Mark Atula, great.
Good cat. He's been on the show.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, I seen it the other day.
Yeah,
I
he's been
was
on.
trying to prepare. I was doing some homework.
He's a real one.
I think
He's
I seen
a good
that
cat,
one.
man.
Yeah, he's a great cat.
He's got a thing going too. Social media. He says a lot of good stuff.
He does realty differently. So I've dealt with him. So I could talk and say he's not just my boy. I did business with him. You know what I'm saying? So on that aspect, and he did very well. You know?
Yeah, he's doing very well.
Yeah. Well, he did very well with me as well. I'm saying,
One
like,
of his kids just graduated.
like
too.
he don't just let you buy a house, man. If you tell him you love this house, he's gonna ask you 100 questions, and you might like. I was trying to buy this house in Sterling Heights. His commission would have been $50,000 minimum. He did not let me buy it. Well, it's my choice, right? But when I said no and I decided, he was so happy. He said, "I never seen this shit like this in my life." And then, Mark, you know he was gonna make a 50-pack. He said, "You think I care? Yeah, get you the right house, man."
He's got six
He's
50
good.
packs in the trunk.
So was him. I really, you know who I remember, but they were older than me. Oh, but they used to always take me out and everything too. So I was younger. I had an older brother, 2-3 years older. So All the older guys used to take me out. You know,
Yeah.
they turned me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
17, 18, they're skipping, they're grabbing me. Oh, that's
go.
Nas's little brother. My brother's
Yeah.
name's Nassim. That's Nas's little brother. And George Brico, George Abro. You guys used to make me skip with you guys and smoke cigarettes. Not make me, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I met them. I met a lot of
Which George
lot of good
Abro?
people. Jason's brother.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, the one we just had the little
Georgie.
thing on. Definitely not a fan.
Yeah.
He's got the paperwork to prove it.
George for sure not. Jason, we're not sure yet.
Yeah. Oh man.
So what else about Sterling or Troy or Sterling, your Sterling boys?
Troy, Sterling, we did our thing, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like a lot of us, you know, a lot of people had to go work for their dad, work their ass off,
Sure.
do stuff like that. I wasn't fortunate enough for my father to have I hit it. Is that cool? I wasn't fortunate enough for, my father worked in the plants, you know what I mean? He tried the store thing, it didn't work out for him, he went to the plants. He got laid off. He had to go work for other people.
Yeah.
I never saw my father because he worked 2 jobs.
Busy.
Yeah, he worked 2 jobs because we moved to
providing.
Troy and then he got laid
Yeah.
off, you know? So it's like, that was tough.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I mean?
sure.
My mom went and got a job, so it's pretty much doing my own thing and making my own paper since I was 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
What was your first gig? Just there's statute limitations.
selling,
so you're good.
nah. I was 12 on my first gig.
Oh yeah.
My pops used to bring me home. Like, remember when cigarettes were allowed to promote?
Yeah.
So that's what people don't understand, man. Cigarettes were allowed to promote, and they
Yeah.
can't
You used to
promote no more.
walk them out. You used to hand them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They used to do all kind of things. They used to
Yeah.
have the billboards, and they're not allowed to do the
Buy one,
billboards.
get one.
Yeah, all the.
We used to have Camel Joe jerseys. We were Team Camel and in football.
Yep. So the first thing I sold, my first gig was my dad brought me home 44 Salem fanny packs in a box,
Okay.
and I sold them for $2.
No way.
Yeah, all of them.
That's
I had the whole
amazing.
5th and 6th grade rocking them. I swear to God.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
And then my mom.
You always had that.
I got it. My dad.
entrepreneur's mentality.
My dad was a hard worker. My mom honestly was a hustler. Because my next gig was my mom used to bring
What's the mom's
Counterfeit.
maiden name?
Yusuf.
Yusuf,
She
okay.
used to bring from Baghdad.
Yeah.
Full Chaldean. She used to bring those clothes, like the fake bulls
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
fake
yeah.
pistons. Because the originals, they wouldn't make this. This was like Miami Hurricane, and then it was like all different, you could tell. The only real thing, and it's funny because it's a culture thing, in the 8th grade, this is how I knew I was good. I got the whole 8th grade rocking a black brand. They were all wearing Carl Kanai shirts. I was selling them
shit.
for 35 a pop. At first, it was tough. And then I got it off. Yeah, that was first. And at 15, I started selling weed.
There you go.
Off rip. Me and a guy, actually we met when he was 17. He doesn't like worked for me this whole life, but he works with me right now, and he's been working with me for about 6 years. We used
shit.
to hold down the block at Autumn Ridge. We're kids, man. But
What's Autumn Ridge?
it's what's that called? A government complex, like Section
shit.
8, but
Okay.
they didn't have that term. It wasn't that term. It was something else. Yeah.
Low income.
Yeah. You get like help. You're on a list and shit, But we used to sell. We used to get a whole pound and bust it down. We started with like a QP, and then we just never looked back, and then went a whole pound. Yeah, that was crazy. We're talking. I'm 47, so we're talking 30-something years ago. But I always knew marijuana was gonna be the one.
Yeah.
Obviously, you couldn't say nothing wrong about that shit. So. Sorry, I get lost.
No,
track.
and then what?
I forget about these things till I look at them.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just talking like it's just you and me.
Because it is, yeah.
My cousin Stavi over there.
Yeah. So after the first and the second and the whatever third, like how did you get into the hydro business? Why'd you decide to get into the hydro business? Because everybody had to grow in their basement, or
No one had
Okay.
to grow yet. No one had to grow
no
yet.
one had to grow yet?
No. Okay, so this story is a little long, mechanical, right?
That's
So
fine.
long story short, I got the white friends. Remember I told you I grew up with? Okay,
Yeah.
I still knew my man, so I'm going to Chesterfield to drop him stuff off all the time, right? So I was like, man, let me show you something cool. No, he's like, I want to open a hydro store. And I was like, what the fuck is that? No, I was like, my brother, I didn't say that. I said, my brother was just talking about that 3 weeks ago, and I cussed him out.
Yeah.
I said, what is that?
Yeah.
He's like, what? He looked at me. takes me in his basement, shows me 4 lights and some plants. He's telling me, I'm hitting him with questions. How much is this? What is this? What is that? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, you know. And then I go to my brother and I was like, hey, this, what you were talking about like 3 weeks ago, you know, my man was showing me this. And he was like, but, you know, I was like, but we kind of have a different idea than what you were talking about and whatever. But that's why I picked the hydro. The reason why I picked the hydro store is because I had just, so I knew the game was coming. It was legit. I've been doing it. Gray, that wasn't even a word back then. Gray market, black market. It was straight illegal, man. I had a Fed case once. You know what I mean? They wanted me to do 3 years. So anyways,
talked him out of it.
I threatened to fight with Neil Rockheim. See, people think the feds have a 90-something whatever conviction ratio, right? Which is true because nobody fights them. They don't have a 90-something conviction ratio on a trial.
Right.
They don't have that because nobody fights.
Yeah, those are 50-50.
Those are 60-40, 50-50. So for me, the case was so weak because it was put together by the state, and the state begged the feds to take the case, right? So basically, I just some things, my lawyer knew it was a weak case, it shouldn't be here, so we, you know, threatened to fight. We threatened to fight, and when it was 2 weeks before jury trial, they, I don't know the word exact, they, whatever, dismissed it. They said, we don't have enough. Yeah, the paper from, I still remember her name, Victoria Roberts, Judge Victoria Roberts, it said, you know, United States, whatever. Man, when you see that United States versus your name, you're in your 20s and you're in between gigs, it's not a joke.
No.
So, but when I got the letter, you know, my lawyer had already called me and let it to, we cannot sustain enough evidence during trial.
Okay.
That's what it was. We're not going to be able to sustain it. So anyway, so my wife was like, we had just got married. That's another, you know, thing. We're, you know, we're great, but she had breast cancer our first year of marriage. And, see, I'd be veering off, man. But,
okay.
So that happened, and then she got better. Thank God, everything's good. God bless. We got a beautiful son, 13 years old. So we had a choice, you know. You've been doing this your whole life, and now the game's coming legit. So you should get into the legit market. It's new. So I felt like if I did a dispensary, because it's still federally illegal. So I felt like if I did a dispensary, I would have been spitting in the feds' faces. And I really felt like that for a very long time.
It was illegal.
It was.
Still
when
illegal.
Dispensaries, yes.
Right.
The first dispensary was not, well, it's still to this day not federally legal.
Right, no, of course.
Yeah, and even those, they weren't, like even the ones I had before, they weren't. But now I'm past it, I'm, you know, older.
Yeah.
But I still wouldn't go inside them and stuff. So that's why I chose. So because of that, I chose, that's mine all the way over there. Sorry about that. That's why I chose. Is that going to bother?
It's not picking up on mics.
Oh, okay.
It's not? Okay.
It's going to, that's why I made that choice. Sorry, if you're off. That's why I went to the garden supply choice of it. And it was a great choice. You know what I mean? It was a great choice. And then came back into the dispensary thing later. You know what I mean? Did it in the gray market for a while, had some stores. None of them, not one dropped in an approved location in Detroit. Out of 5 locations on A-Mile. Not one was near where I could get it open.
Wow.
I know. Not one.
What kind of luck is that?
That's crazy, bro. So, but I was still blessed because this time I had the garden shop and, you know, all aspects and, you know, good deals, bad deals, you know, a lot of them good. Back then, back then it was all good.
Yeah.
So people don't understand, okay, there wasn't as much competition, there wasn't as much weed, there was way more demand than supply. Now the game has changed, you know? So there's a lot of negative talk in our community about the industry and the game and what's happened to people. Man, I'm on all sides and I've ate it. You know what I mean? Now, fortunately for me, it wasn't my last. Unfortunately for somebody else, maybe it was your last and you ate it, you know? But man, keep it moving, bro. Because I've
for sure.
been down and out, you know?
We've all been there. Like, we've all been up, down, sideways.
I'm not at my highest right now. You know, I'm good still. Don't get me wrong. I keep it moving, and you know, we keep it moving and shaking. And
no, people have all. If you're in a business or have been in business, you're gonna hit your ups and downs. It's not all, you know, rainbows and lollipops.
No, it's not.
Just, you know, things change.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people quit or stop it or whatever you want to call it, and then that's where the story ends. But of course, you stopped, you quit, you know, you beefed out, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Yeah. I got plenty of horror marijuana stories where I've given hundreds of thousands of dollars to people and nothing.
Yeah.
like dead in the effing water. You know what I'm
The
saying?
money's gone.
Money's gone.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
projects, money's gone. Some other projects, we stuck with it 4, 5, 6 years later.
Yeah.
They're rocking.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I just had one right now, dead in the water. We changed it up, and it's doing great.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dead in the water.
What did you change up?
The brand,
If you could
the
share.
name, and the operator.
Okay.
You got to make moves. And it wasn't just changing the brand. It's not like we went from Nike to Adidas.
Yeah.
We found a niche. We found something different. You know what I'm saying? We didn't go from Nike to Adidas, all white shoes. We went from all white shoes to say Dunks. For example, if you want to compare it to shoes.
Yeah, yeah.
We did a whole different, you know what I mean? Whole different. And that concept and idea came from my partner, great man, Prince Yusuf.
Prince
Yeah,
Yusuf,
he put
okay.
that concept together.
That's,
he also put the first one together.
House of Dank?
Yeah, he's House of Dank. He's the main House of Dank. But nah, he put it together. This came through for us, and it's called Fly. It was that was a Dr. Green Thumb. It's called Fly Shifter now.
Fly Shifter?
Fly Shifter.
Where does that come from?
That comes from Big Shifter, who's a rapper in Detroit. Lou Graham, very popular guy, has a lot of following, and his name is Big Shifter.
Okay.
So Fly Shifter comes from that. You know.
What is that shop that I see? It might be his nephew or something. That it's like a clothing place.
Oh, House
or
of
bag-
Drip.
House of Drip.
House of
yeah.
Drip, man.
How's that going?
I'm gonna keep it real. I haven't been there, but I've
Okay.
talked to him and I've seen it and I've seen reels and I've seen videos, guys. If you're into that designer one-offs
Yeah.
and stuff like that, House of Drip's the spot.
It looks pretty cool.
It looks cool as
Looks
fuck.
very,
yeah,
very
it's
cool when I
probably
see it online.
You know? Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
it's cool.
like,
Next time I'm on 8 Mile, I'm gonna go over there. It's on 8 Mile. It's right next to House of Dank.
High-end stuff.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So, Prince made a move. You changed some stuff up.
Yeah, his
and then-
ideas.
Yeah, his ideas.
Yeah, his ideas.
He's always been a little bit ahead of his time, and I say that because when he was younger, he'd come to and I've told this story I think on the podcast.
Did he
before,
call
but
you
I'm
and he's
gonna
like,
tell-
"Why are you bringing up my name?"
No, no.
No, I'm just in a funny way.
He's the best.
He's A1.
So when we talked to him, I used to own a club called Times Square, and so he'd come to the club, roll up in his Range Rover at, I don't know, he was 17, 18,
From back then,
19,
brother.
whatever
Yep.
he was.
Yep.
And
The
it's
green
like,
one with the like rhino or something.
Yeah.
The special snakeskin seats.
so he'd fight every time that he came to the club. It was just what he did. You know,
Yeah.
at the end of the night, like, you know, Prince is fighting again. What the heck? And I hope he doesn't get offended by this, but so
Oh, we were
this
kids.
is yeah
30 years ago.
yeah it was.
Yeah.
So he says, he rolls up, and I'm like, Prince, you just can't get in today. I'm like, every time you're always fighting. He's like, no, I swear I want to. I said, let me hold $500. If you don't fight if you don't fight, I'll give you your money back. That's too much, Anthony. What the hell, 500? I said, Prince, $500. That's it. So he, fuck you, here's 500.
I
So
love
he
you,
goes
Pete.
inside.
You're the man.
He goes inside. Everything's hunky-dory. Night ends. He walks up. He goes, see, I told you. I was like, damn, you're right. Here's your 500. As soon as I gave him the money, he goes around, boom, punches some guy in the mouth right outside. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And then the whole outside is fighting.
That's funny, bro.
I was like, he got me.
He got you on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Nah, he's always been ahead, even in this industry, man. He's ahead. People don't see it. They don't. He's done. I've seen him do some things way before anybody thought even to do them,
Yeah, he's
and,
always
and,
been.
And honestly, he learns and he knows what's up.
Yeah.
He mapped out that shit before and knew what he does his thing, man.
Yeah.
He's real good. He's real good.
Very, very cool. So what about our youth? What about our community? What about the East, the West? What's going on? What are you thinking?
I think the East-West thing is over, man. I think
no.
that was in our time.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I really do, though. I think it's
We're all
really
family
like,
now.
We're all family, bro. And, I mean, look, bro, it is what it is, man. West Siders, ain't nobody. I'm from the East Side. Ain't nobody was knocking you guys. You don't
Yeah.
think when I was younger, I wished I had a little more privilege?
Yeah, right.
And at the end of the day, to the younger generation, the younger youth, don't get it twisted. It is what it is. Like, and some families have just been here longer.
Yeah,
Okay, they've been
exactly.
here since the 20s. Okay,
Yeah,
Your parents didn't come here till the 70s or 80s. Well, it's naturally you're gonna have that much less. Does that make sense?
We were
man?
60s. My dad got here.
Yeah, so
60s.
that's, but to me,
Mom
that's
and
why
dad.
the Italians are so on top.
Yep.
And that Americans have so much generational wealth of property
The
and
Hudaya.
land. The Hudaya, because they were here
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
They were here
Yeah,
first.
we're
Chaldeans.
coming, big
We're
time.
coming up, but we've been here. The ones that came from the 20s and 30s, look how well they do.
Oh yeah.
Look
Amazing.
how well they do.
Amazing.
You know, so for like the young youth, I really think the East and West is done for the young people. Like, yeah, we have bad apples. Everyone has bad apples, but we have a great community. You should be
phenomenal.
very happy that you are a Chaldean Christian.
Yeah,
like, it
absolutely.
is. You're not even just a Christian. You are a Chaldean Christian. You're literally Jesus's people.
You
like,
mentioned-
what more do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Like, what more do you want? You're literally, you know. I'm sorry. You're gonna say something.
So you mentioned privilege, East versus West, whatever, back in the day. You mentioned privilege, and I made some hats that say Chaldean privilege on them.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
So the thing is it's sad, but it's true. Like as it's sad when you have more paper.
Yeah.
You're more educated.
Yep.
You're more this. It ain't about the money. It's not about
Right,
the
no.
toys, guys. It's
For sure.
about the come up, the head start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ain't nobody on the West Side was selling bags at 15 in a neighborhood because their mom had to go work at Myers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You were left alone. Like, and I'm not sitting here telling you, oh, I had it that rough. And,
Yeah.
no, but I got a story. But we all got a story.
Exactly.
Everybody got a story. So for the young people, man, keep your head up, keep it moving. God first,
Yeah.
family, business. You know, like look at my little cousin. This is Michael Sesi.
Really?
Yeah, Joe Sesi's son, not Joey Flex, the other Joe. You know, Joe and Jeff and John know.
Yeah, Joe.
Masoud's kid. This
Yeah,
is
I know
Masoud's
Joe.
grandkid.
No shit.
I believe it's only one king. Yeah,
Hold it up to the camera.
only
there.
oneking.com. Support him. You know what I mean? Not because he's just mine. He's like a distant cousin, guys. These guys are more like my family because
Very
of
cool.
like we grew up together.
What else
you know
does he
I mean?
have?
He's got some hoodies and stuff. You know, I rocked the all black one. Then he's got some with some colors on them and stuff.
I like that. I
Yeah.
should have him on the show.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
You should. He's
for
young.
sure.
He's trying to do his thing. You know
Let's
what I
go.
mean? He's starting out. Bro.
I've had some young cats on the
Yeah,
show.
like I told him, make it in blue. Or no, he made it in blue because I bought one for my son. But I told him, make more colors, I'll buy them.
Yeah.
And just this morning, I was going to tell him, bro, you should put the only one king tag, like in here somewhere. You know, he's learning, right?
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
got to tell him and make it a little different
For
and
sure.
unique. And you know, he's learning. And bro, and the only way to learn, young people, is
Yeah.
to, not the only way, do your research, but don't think too much. Don't complicate. Don't complicate it. I'm sorry. Don't complicate it. Just start. Just get it going. You fail, you fail. Who cares? I failed last year. I'm still good. What does it matter? We've done good. We failed. Just start. Because I see a lot of people, you know, they overthink it, man.
Yeah.
And they never get it done. Just start. Because how you going to know if you don't?
It's nice to see you're
Start.
practicing what you're preaching because
I'm
you just got on this out in front of the camera where you were saying you were kind of overcomplicating our conversation.
I was, right?
And then I was like, let's just flip them on. And you're like, all right, let's just flip them on. And
Yeah.
so you do practice what you preach, and I respect that.
I try. Thank you. I
My
try.
man.
I try. You know, I make mistakes. I mean, I've been doing this, and me and you are just talking. Like, I just feel like we're just sitting here talking.
Yeah,
You know, it's me and
that's
you.
what- that's-
But I'm not sure if you want to ask me anything. This is new to me. I'm
Yeah.
still a little, you know, not I don't want to say nervous, but
Nah, you
Nah.
you didn't seem nervous at all. Zero nervous.
what is it? Oh, all the noise going on out here and the negativity.
Let's talk about that. What about it? What's going on these days?
So, I mean, I'm not a big fan of negativity, you know what I'm saying? But if somebody wants to, and if you've known me 20 years ago, guys, I changed, okay? So when I said that line right now, like somebody's just sitting there and gonna be like, this guy's so fuck you, you were negative. I'm like, yeah, I was 22, bro, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I was 22 wearing a tether, leave me alone. I had a right to be negative.
Yeah, tell her to make you negative.
Waiting on a federal indictment. Like, leave me the fuck alone. Anyways, so if somebody wants to talk about negativity and everything, I'm not telling them what to do or what they should do, but get some facts straight, you know. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying like everything you're saying is wrong, but there's a lot of shit you got to get wrong. Right? There's two sides to every story. You know,
There's
and that's a
actually
good
three-
thing.
three sides.
I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
There is three sides. There's my opinion,
Yep.
your opinion,
Yep.
and there's what really is going on.
And the truth.
Not
Yeah.
to say that. Well, not to say that we're both lying, right? Does this
Right.
make sense? Like we're not both lying.
No, yep.
I see it one way, you see it another way.
Correct.
And the mediator got to tell you this is what the really fuck happened,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
You know, because I've done that. I've had a deal where me and a friend and we were business partners didn't get along, and we put somebody in the room. Hey, you say whatever you say. We pick two people.
Yeah.
Whatever you say after this, it's over.
Right.
You know, I'm so confident. I told the guy, you could pick both of them. Could be your people.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? Whatever happens, happens. It's
Yeah.
over. So, but
So there's a little drama.
there's a little drama. You know, people are upset. There's, you know, somebody's out there is, you know, bashing. You know, he's bashing people in a hole, right? You know, but coincidentally, I just had a conversation with the guy, small one, real quick, nothing big, and I mean, right off rip, he was like, you know, I make mistakes. I'm not whatever. So, but you got to get your facts right.
Right. No,
Okay.
for sure.
You got to get your facts right because some stuff, if it's wrong, you know, and it bothered me that it's wrong because
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because I know what I'm talking about. Not
Sure.
everything somebody's talking about. I can't tell you how to fix your car, bro. I
Yeah.
can't tell you nothing about nothing like that. But if you want to talk to me about the industry and what's happening to people and what's going on, I've seen it. I live it. I breathe it. I've been on all sides.
Yeah.
I've served. I have served, right? Like where I've worked, right? I have owned, I have invested, I have lost, I have gained, like. So when I see these stories, I'm like, you know. And then there's just certain things like that are just wrong. Like I'm gonna touch on one of the subjects. One of the subjects was we pay our bud tenders $15 an hour, and they get paid tips. Well, they make $25 to $30 an hour by the time it's over, okay? Just because the owners make X amount does not mean we should overcompensate.
No.
Especially, we have bills. It's a $10 million deal. You want me to go pay every worker $45 an hour? They don't, but we're paying them very fairly. They're very happy. Now, if somebody's not happy and they think they can do better, they're very free to choose and go work somewhere else. If they don't want to work weekends, if they think they're underpaid, if they think they can go somewhere else.
No, I think they would if they thought that, but they're not. They're working. They're happy. These are entry level positions too, right? Being a bud tender is an entry level.
And that's, thank you, because you could scale up with these
Sure.
companies.
Sure,
I've seen
sure.
people scale up. You
Yeah,
know?
they're massive companies. It
Yeah.
takes a lot. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of money that's invested. There's you know,
Not
it's-
every
it's-
manager guy deserves $150,000 a year. I'm sorry. They just
Some
don't.
might, some might not.
In what other industry is anyone getting 150 G's to make a retail store? Now I pay 150. I'm not saying I don't, because we
Yeah.
do. There is spots we pay 150, and there are spots we pay 80. Two different brands, not even nothing to do with each other.
It's
So
all
again,
fair
I've
market.
seen both
like
sides.
It's all fair market.
It is
though.
fair
It's-
market.
It's a fair wage, and
I feel like we pay for value, and we
Yeah.
try to teach because we want them to be better, because we want to build teams, and we like to. I think a lot of our companies, all of them, it's just the common sense thing Chaldeans have, is we like to, promote them within, right?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't want to
of
bring a
course.
new guy and give him the
Right.
job above everybody, brand
Yeah.
new.
Yeah.
We promote them
it
within.
usually doesn't work anyway.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I just feel like there's more, more positive than negative, even though there's a
course.
lot of noise out there. But
Sure.
unfortunately, I don't know what it is. People just are drawn to negative. Maybe there's more negative out, like people don't talk enough about the positive. Not enough people, not enough people, because I feel like a little bit of negative noise blocks out a lot of positive. I don't know if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it broadcasts longer and deeper and harder and it's shared more.
It's so shared more, dude.
yeah.
It's so
it's
shared
because
more.
it's because people are hurting. People are hurting. They want others to feel like they're part of the negativity. Like they want to share the bad news. They want to raise themselves up by bringing others down, and that's a big mistake, because that's not how you get better. That's not how you heal yourself.
No, that's not how you
don't.
No, you cannot heal yourself like that.
Yeah.
That's for sure. We've all got traumas and stories,
yeah.
man. Come on, man. It is
Yep.
what it is. So
We once had to fire one of our 6 maids. and and one of our chefs got sick the other day. And the Rolls Royce was parked right behind the Ferrari, and I couldn't take it out that
You
day.
couldn't take it out that
No, man.
day.
It was a beautiful day.
Yeah, you wanted the
I
red
couldn't
Ferrari.
I couldn't find the keys to the
And then you
Rolls.
wanted, and then you wanted you said, fuck it, I'll take the red Ferrari, but
Yeah.
no, your brother took the red one, so you had to take the black one. Now you're
Asshole.
mad. You're
Asshole.
Yeah, I took a black Ferrari.
Yeah. It's a struggle, man. It's a struggle, man. Shit. I'm
You
gonna
eat-
start a TikTok
you-
and start smashing it.
You're eating a ketchup sandwich, jumping in a Ferrari, huh?
Yeah. Life sucks sometimes.
Yeah. Oh man, this is fun, bro.
Yeah. We will definitely do it again.
I think you should do it again. I don't like that you closed it out.
What's that?
I think you should do it again, no matter what.
Do what?
Your podcast.
Oh,
You
yeah, yeah,
stop.
no,
I know,
it
it's
will,
been a
we
while,
will.
you know.
Yeah, we just had we shut down the studio.
This is all we need
So
right here,
yeah,
bro.
no, it works. It works. I got Mark back. He's here. He's in.
We can change the background every time with this thing,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's a projector. So
It's
you
a
can change
projector.
the background every
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah. No doubt.
Yeah.
For sure.
Put a big, beautiful picture of Jesus or something
Yeah.
up there next time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We still have all the equipment, so we're gonna kick it back off. So if anyone wants to be on the show, hit me up. Most of you have my number. For those that don't, 248-918-1129. Hit me up and we'll see. But so before we would close out every show, and then we kind of started slipping. But what we closed out every show by asking our guests, what does it mean to you to be Chaldean?
That's a big question.
Yeah, I know. That's why
a
we
real big
ask.
question.
That's why we ask it.
Honestly, I'm learning more, man.
Yeah.
Like as every day goes, to be honest with you. I'm not trying to like say a cop-out answer or anything.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I feel good to be Chaldean. I feel great. Number one, you know, I always take pride in the fact that, you know, we're Jesus's people and
Yep.
and that I love the goods in our community, man. I do, you know. I love being around our people. When people say, I don't want to go there, I'm going to see a bunch of Chaldeans. Man, I
Yeah.
love when I go on vacation in
Absolutely.
Florida and I run into you
Yeah.
and this guy and my cousin Kelly and this
Yeah.
person. I'm like, man, we're all here. This is fucking beautiful. You know what I'm
Great.
saying? And you see other Chaldeans and it's just, there's a lot to, I guess, the meeting. I just know that I'm very blessed to be Chaldean.
Yeah. no doubt.
Yeah, very blessed,
Absolutely.
you know, and I am learning more about the culture and the people and the culture and the Bible. One thing I do, I've never read the Bible, guys, and I ain't no saint or nothing, but I've been starting to read it lately, and I say that is one of the best things you can do.
Really?
And you don't need to understand it. I don't understand it. It's just it's something you're supposed to do because it's you getting to know God. And yeah, in the beginning you open it and it's tough to understand. But as the books go and the stories goes, they
You
get
don't have
more
to.
understanding because time has went longer. Plus, you're hearing it so much, you're getting used to it and you're understanding it.
Yeah.
And you know you're using different pieces to put it together. But that's a great recommendation because that you feel good when you do that.
Read the Bible.
Read the Bible. You feel good when you. And I don't read, guys. I'm listening to audio.
Okay.
Audio Bible, and it's beautiful because you can do. You listen while you drive, take a shower, steam your clothes, iron your clothes, whatever you do.
Yeah.
Wash dishes. That's that. So now you're doing two things at once.
Right.
You're listening. You got it around you. So when people say I don't have time, there's always time.
Very good.
Audio books are great.
No doubt.
Audio Bibles are great.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us.
Well, I hope I
man.
did
That's
good,
great.
man.
You actually
I
did
don't
great.
know,
You did great.
right.
I appreciate you coming. We'll do it again. Hopefully, this inspires you to kind of do something on your own and share your voice, share your life and your experiences with the world.
You inspire me to do it because you're always hinting for me to do it.
Let's
You know
do
what I'm
it.
saying?
Do
So,
it.
man,
Do it.
yeah.
Very good. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. Signing off. Stavros Thomas says we gotta go.
Yeah.
He's got another very important appointment he's got to get to. Have a good day.